Hi, everyone. Welcome to Community CPA's webinar. Today, we have with us Kymberly Stevenson from the Iowa Economic Development Authority. So Kim, over this past November, she came to the Immigrant Entrepreneur Summit and did a presentation on what she'll be sharing today with you. So Kim is the TSB Business Development Project Manager, Innovation and Apprenticeship, right?
Exactly.
Yes, welcome, Kim. Thank you so much for being here with us today. We really appreciate your sharing about the TSB program and the loans and to help our small businesses.
Absolutely. Well, thank you first for having us. We appreciate the partnership that we hold with Community CPA and always enjoy being able to talk about the programs that we offer here at IEDA for our targeted small businesses. So what I will do is I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully you all can see. So just as Catherine said, my name is Kymberly Stevenson. I am the Targeted Small Business Development Manager here at IEDA. And so that our Targeted Small Business program is made up of two separate programs. So the first one is going to be the certification program, and that is a certification through the state of Iowa as a targeted small business. And then the second program is our Targeted Small Business Microloan. So we will touch a little bit on both of those programs. And we'll start with the certification. And these qualifications or requirements do apply for both the certification and the loan. So the business has to be 51% or more owned by and actively managed by a targeted group person. And targeted group persons are women, minority group persons with disability, are service disabled veterans. The business does need to be located in Iowa. It has to be operating for profit, and then it has to have an annual gross income of $4 million or less, and that is computed as an average of 3 preceding fiscal years. So a lot of businesses wonder, what are the benefits of becoming a certified targeted small business? So when you are a targeted small business, you are placed into a directory, and that directory is comprised of other small businesses that have been certified through the state of Iowa. That directory is accessible by both public and private buyers. So if we have public and private buyers who are looking to work directly with small businesses, that directory is available to them. Also, we do host a number of networking events exclusive to our targeted small businesses, and that is just to provide them with networking opportunities. A lot of times we like for our small businesses to get to know one another, just to see if they can kind of intermingle and utilize each other's products or services. Also, just to get the word out and, a little bit of marketing about the businesses and the products and services that they are providing to their target market and communities. Another thing is resources. We like to be resourceful. We like to stay in touch with our targeted small businesses just to let them know about the resources that are out there that are available to them. So whether it is financial resources that we are making them aware of, or maybe if it's just some other technical assistance that their business could utilize, we want to make sure that we have those resources available to them. Another great thing about that is you're able to do business with the state. So there are executive branches throughout the state that are required to do a certain level of business with our targeted small businesses. So by becoming certified, you are able to do business with the state. You are able to access the state's bid notice site, and you are able to view that as a targeted small business 48 hours in advance of those different projects and things going public. So you will have an advance notice of those things. Another thing, benefit is the ability to access non-competitive bid opportunities, and those are for purchases under $25,000. So those are the things as far as, working with the state and doing business with the state. The state does buy a number of different things. You would be very shocked about the number of different things that the state will purchase. So whether it's a product are a service. And so that's why it's great to be certified so you can have access to those notifications. Also, there are different agencies that will contact us who may be selling certain items, and they want to make sure that our targeted small businesses have knowledge of those things that are available first, because of course they would like to work with our targeted small businesses as well. The next thing is going to be loans. I won't go into the depth right now of loans because we will get to that here shortly, but loans are available to those who qualify under the targeted small business status. And then we also want to promote our targeted small businesses through social media. So whether it's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, I know we do a lot of work here in IADA to try to promote our targeted small businesses and highlight them and the great things that they are doing for our community and the services that they are able to provide to your private buyers, public buyers, and things of that nature. So like I said, the state buys a number of different items. So this is our number, and it's a combination of fiscal year 21 and 22. The state purchased $35 million from targeted small businesses. So again, they are very focused on assisting or helping out our targeted small businesses. Sometimes our small businesses are seen as the underdog, and we want them to be able to be successful, you know, and sustain their business for a long time. So the state is very adamant about utilizing our targeted small businesses. So here's the directory that I had mentioned earlier. So this again is available to both public and private buyers. So what they do is if they want to do a search for a targeted small business, then you can come in here, you can search by the business name, or if maybe you have the address, or maybe you don't, but you know the type of business that it is, you can also search by that. So once you do that search, it'll pull up all the businesses that meets those search criteria that you entered in, and you're able to pull up those businesses. So I know sometimes I get calls from larger corporations, and they may want to do business with women-owned businesses or minority-owned businesses, or maybe they're looking for certified restaurants or certified fitness centers or coffee shops, just a number of different things. So they are able to access those entries and that business's information through our targeted small business directory. And this is what they pull up. So once they go in and they do a search, it'll show the business name, the business type. It'll just show once or the date that they were certified, and then the business description. So when we have our targeted small businesses go in to create their profile, and we'll go over that as well, you want to make sure that you give a very good description, business description of your business and the type of services that you provide. That way, when you have people who are searching for your business, they are able to see what your company offers. So in becoming certified, if you go to our site, and that's www.iowaeda.com/TSB, you're going to click on the area where it says application. So when you go through that application, there are 3 additional steps after you access that. You're going to complete the application. You're going to upload the required documentation that go along with that application. And I will say this, I have seen a lot of applications that have come in recently, and I don't think it's intentional, but maybe people aren't aware. Make sure that once you start your application, you do get to that required document list, because it is very important that those required documents are uploaded, because once we go in to review it, we want to make sure that you have submitted all the documentation. That way we're not dragging out the process any longer than it needs to be. So once you submitted all the documentation, then our staff will get that reviewed. If we are needing any additional information, of course, we will reach out to the business owners. And then once we have all the required documentation in, then we will approve your certification. Again, this is just giving how you start the application. You'll answer a couple of questions, you build out your personal profile, and then again, you start to fill out your business application. So once you go in, and this is what I was talking about, there are those required documents that you do want to make sure that you are completing. And that is the list of those. I won't go over those individually, but those are the things that you are going to need to submit along with that application in order for us to get you approved. This is just an extension, sorry, of what is needed as far as the documentation that people who are looking, our business who are looking to become certified will need to submit. The final thing that our businesses, our applicants are going to submit is just going to be their affirmation and authorization. That means you're just attesting to everything that you have. The information that you provided is true and complete to the best of your knowledge. So that's the certification side of it. So the next part of the program that we offer is going to be the small business loan. And so I will say this too, because I think a lot of times there is a miscommunication about this. You do not have to be certified in order to apply for the loan. Again, you do not have to be certified in order to apply for the loan. And one of the reasons is for our startup businesses. In order for you as a startup business, you wouldn't be eligible to be certified anyway, because in order to be certified, you do have to be an existing and operating business. And that is solely because once you're placed into that directory, you do have people that may be reaching out to you and contacting you about the business products and services that you offer. So we do want to make sure that you are up and running at that time. If you are an existing business, you can definitely go ahead and do the certification right off the bat. But again, you do not have to be certified in order to apply for the loan. So once you do apply for the loan, I do strongly encourage that our businesses do become certified, but again, it is not required. So what we have is for eligible for businesses, and those are both startup and existing businesses, we do have a microloan of up to $50,000. Again, can be used to start or expand. Funds can be used for business improvements, expenses, the purchase of equipment, furnishings, inventory, and then, miscellaneous other operating expenses. Even if you're looking to maybe expand your staff, that's one of those things that our loan funds can be used for. It is a 3% fixed interest rate, which we do find is a lot lower than some of the other interest rates that we've seen from other private institutions. So we feel that that is a competitive rate. And so that maximum term for that loan is 5 years, no pre-penalty payment, and it just requires a personal guarantee. So we always require or ask that businesses borrow exactly what you need. Once you pay your initial loan off, if you are needing additional funds after that initial loan is paid off, you are more than welcome to come back in for additional funding. One of the items or tools that we use or that I use when I'm looking at or when applicants inquire about the loan program is we will send out this loan questionnaire. So this loan questionnaire just gives me a little bit of background about the borrower, gives me a little background, about the business. And then it also kind of goes into depth, just asking, do you have some of the required documents on the loan? We do require that you have a business plan. We do require that you have your financial statements. We do like to see for existing businesses that there is a bank account so that we know that your finances are separate. Personal and business are kept separate. We do understand that some of the startup businesses may not have that piece yet. That's not required, but we do like to see that. And then if there is a web address, we ask those questions just to kind of see how you're operating. And then again, just to make sure that you have the documents required for the loan. So once this is submitted to me, then what I do is I usually reach out to the potential borrower just to schedule a call to go over any questions that they may have. If I see for some reason that maybe they don't have financial statements or maybe they don't have business plans, then I am able to refer them to one of our partnering agencies. So we do work with quite a few agencies who are able to assist business owners in preparing their business plan and also getting those financial statements together and ready for the loan application. So the things that I like for my potential borrowers to ask themselves before applying again is, what do you need the money for? How much do you need? Again, that's a key question, and it's good for businesses to know what their financial position is, and what their financial need is. I always tell my borrowers, you never want to borrow more than what you need. You don't want to have more debt than you really need. So again, borrow what you need, and then once you pay that off, you can always come back in for funds at a later time. And again, this just goes over what the funds can be used for again. And that's just to generate more working capital, like I said earlier, to invest in your new employees. If you're doing inventory or supplies, or maybe fixing up your business space, or even doing marketing for the business, those are the things that we would like to see our targeted small business funds used for. Businesses have to ask themselves also, have you determined your structure? Are you operating as a sole proprietor, a LLC, or a corporation? And have you registered your entity as such? And then there's going to be different documents that we'll need depending on what your business structure is. And then you would submit those to me. We would talk about those as far as based on the business structure, and then just seeing how we are able to move forward. Also, again, the financial shape of your business. What are your financial statements looking like? Your profit and loss sheet, your balance statement, your income statement. Those are the documents, are required documents for the loan. So those will need to be submitted as well. And then we take a look at your personal credit. So we do a soft pull of the applicant's credit, and we like for our applicants to have a credit score of 600 or above. It is a soft pull, so it will not harm your credit score as well. We do ask kind of when we have that initial conversation, are there any issues that we may need to know once we're going into look? That way we just kind of have a heads up and seeing what we can do, and if we're able to work with applicants on anything that may show up on that credit history. So we look at your payment history. There, you can't have any active collections on your background. The only collections that we do not factor in for this loan are going to be medical. But if you have any other active collections, those would need to be taken care of prior to us being able to disperse loan funds. Another thing that we look at, so I always tell people the kind of the three areas that we look at are going to be your loan and the submission of your required documents, your credit score and history, and then your debt to service coverage ratio. The debt to service coverage ratio for the targeted small business loan has to be at a 1.25 or above. Basically, that's just going to take a look at your income to expenses. We're going to factor in what that monthly loan payment will be depending on the amount of the loan that you borrow. And that has to be at that 1.25. That tells my loan review committee that you have the ability to repay the loan without it being any hardship to you or to the business. Again, we look at projections. So that's why it's important that if you do have those financial statements, we get those submitted. If not, we definitely want to partner our small businesses up with the agency who is able to help them create those. Again, that way you know what your financial position is now, and then you are also kind of projecting and working towards what you want that to look like in the near future. So right now, the loan application is taking about 8 weeks. So how that works is after that initial phone call, I make sure that you have all the required documents ready and in place. And if you tell me, okay, Kim, you know, we're ready to go, we have all the required documents needed, then I email the application to the applicant. So again, they will complete that, they will submit that, and then that's when we start to do the credit check and just the initial review of the application. And that's just to make sure I'm not seeing any red flags or anything that that I think may pop up during our committee meeting, because we do have a review committee that does look at all of our loans, and then we make that decision after those meetings. So once you submit that loan application, I do like to have a follow-up call with the applicant just to let them know what I am seeing, get all those numbers plugged in, and just making sure that everything looks good And as long as we have the required documents, the credit score where we need to be, and then that debt to service coverage ratio where we need to be, then we go ahead and move forward in the process. And then we take it to the loan review committee. They will review all the documents that have been submitted as far as business plan, financial statements and things of that nature. And then the decision on a loan is made. So that's kind of how the TSB loan and certification works. I know that was a lot of information. I was just trying to get through all of that before, while the time permitted, because I didn't want to go over. I didn't want Catherine to get me. I didn't want to be in trouble today. So I know that was a lot of information. Hopefully, all of that was useful to everybody. If there are any additional questions, again, my name is Kymberly Stevenson. There is my email address and then my direct phone number. So if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. If you email that email address and you just let us know that you are interested in the loan, we will definitely get you more information about the loan, because you can hear this all day, but we love to give you a slideshow that you can kind of review everything in writing. And then we will get that over to you. And then we'll also send you out the pre-loan questionnaire. So once you have reviewed that and you think you're ready to go, you just fill that pre-loan questionnaire out. And then we are able to get an initial meeting set up with you, or even you can email that address just if you're interested or have more questions about the certification piece, or if you want to become a certified business with the state of Iowa. So feel free to email that, or you can hop on our website at iowaeda.com and you can see more of the resources that we offer. And I will throw in this last piece, and I promise, Catherine, I'm done after this. Be on the lookout, because we were awarded some funds from SSBCI. So the Targeted Small Business Program does have a collateral support program that we're going to be kicking off here soon. And what that is a program for our targeted small businesses who may need more than the $50,000 that we offer. So we're looking at loans of $75,000 up to $250,000. To where they may be able to secure a loan, but there may be a gap, or there may be a shortfall in the collateral needed to secure the loan. We are able to provide collateral support of up to 40% of that loan. So lenders will apply on behalf of the targeted small business. And then there's some other documents that we would complete with that lender to hopefully get them the collateral that they need, so that our targeted small businesses can get those funds of greater than $50,000. So I can provide more information on that as well. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to contact me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kim. If anybody has any quick questions, please feel free to put it in the Q&A and we can address them now. And of course, you can always email me if you want to be connected with Kim. I'm happy to make that introduction, or you can reach out directly to them or go to the website. So
absolutely.
Awesome. I know that IEDA works to make themselves very available to small businesses. So thank you for the work that you do. And I hope those who are attending this session can make use of it. So
absolutely. Well, again, thank you for having us. We always appreciate the opportunity to work with, other agencies like yourself, and just being a provider of resources for our small businesses. So I always tell people, even if you don't utilize or apply for the loan, or maybe just not interested in that or the certification right now, I always want to be a connector of resources. So if maybe there's something that you can't use or work with Iowa EDA, if I can connect you to another agency that can maybe meet some of those needs that your business has, then we'd be more than happy to do that as well.
Perfect. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you again next time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.